Well, good morning, everybody. Starting so early today, I got the light automatically came on again. So, yeah, I was able to pay the shuttle driver a little extra to start early this morning. Usually don't want to start till about 7. Today we started at 5. It's about 5:20 now, getting on trail. I think I'll need the extra time today. It's going to be a long, hard climb. We're starting at about 1,500 feet. I think we're going to end up today. The highest point that we're going to reach is about 5,700 feet. So yeah, we got some pretty serious climbing, and most of all it happens within the first 5-6 miles. So it's going to be very rocky, hand over, using your feet and your hands and arms and everything is climbing. So it's going to be some pretty steep stuff today. But the payoff is it's going to be beautiful. So down here in the low area of Woodstock, New Hampshire, they're expecting low 80s. I doubt they'll be in the 80s where we're going, but it's going to be a nice day and we should have some magnificent views. So follow along and let's see what the future holds for us here. Hope everybody's having an awesome morning, and we'll catch up with you when we start the climbing. All right, folks, that's where we came from, and that's where we're going. Rocks as far as you can see up. It's going to continue for, I would expect, about 2 miles of this. And if I'm lucky, it doesn't get steeper. So we'll see. But making good progress. I'm glad I started early, so I'm not really pressing myself as hard as I might typically. But yeah, we got some work to do. Let's get on with it. All right, folks, we have made it to the top of our first climb, which was horrendous. And now we're currently at, we've made it up to 4,200 feet. And we're going to drop down now and probably just a couple hundred feet. And then we're going to start climbing again to our first mountain peak, which is a place called Little Haystack. And so it's nice to have a bit of a reprieve, but I hate going downhill, because particularly when I know that all of that means you're going to go back up the other sides, so yeah, we'll enjoy the extra oxygen while we can, and prepare ourselves for another climb here in just a few minutes. But we are making good progress, and it ain't even 8 o'clock. We're doing great. Folks, I'm still climbing. We haven't made it to the top of Little Haystack yet. We got a lot more work to do, but looking back gives you an idea. Some of the views we're going to have today, it's pretty phenomenal. All right, folks, that's our first destination. You see the people congregating up there. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the peak of Little Haystack. So I'm not going to twirl around and show you any views. We'll wait till we get up there. Yep, you too, buddy. We have made it up to the top of Little Haystack. I don't even know where to focus. It's unbelievable. Here's the trail that we'll be following, Appalachian Trail. And therein lies our next destiny, which is Mount Lincoln. Let's go get it. That's our destination, folks. That's where we're headed. I can barely see some people at the very top. I'm not sure. I tell you, I thought the trail here would be really hard. And once reaching this area, which I'm sure it's very well traveled, and between these bigger rocks they really try to contain the traffic so you don't spread out everywhere. But the trail is nice, and it's probably the best, I'm sure, absolutely, it's the best trail that I've been on so far today. That's for sure. It's been tough, folks, and kind of a long, arduous battle with climbing rocks, and it was a little better than what I saw yesterday, because yesterday had some, long kind of flat sheets of rock that you had to slip and slide down, or up. And today was just kind of boulder rocks, just could continue to climb over and over and over for miles to get up here. So in some ways it's been easier than what I did yesterday. But what a magnificent place. Yeah. There's just views everywhere. All right, we'll catch up when we get to the top. Here you have a little bit more of a perspective of the climbing that's ahead of us. We're going to go through this stand of trees, and then we got to climb up this rocks, and then ultimately climb up there. See a person up there. It's beautiful. All right, folks, this is the view from the top of Mount Lincoln. There's the trail that we came across, and over there is little haystack that we started on. So you can see how far we've come in the past hour or so. That mountain that you see there is called Mount Liberty. It's not on the Appalachian Trail, so unfortunately it's not on the agenda, but it stands pretty proud as well. Mount Lincoln. Okay. See the building right there? That is, I think, called Greenleaf Hut, and it's about a mile off the Appalachian Trail, and you can make reservations at these huts, and I have. I did not make reservations at that one, and I hope I don't regret it, but I made reservations at the next one, which is going to be probably another 8 miles from where we're standing. So still got a lot of work to do to get there. That's my only hesitation, but I think we can do it. All right. There is our next destination, Mount Lafayette. Here we come. All right, everybody. We're on the top of Mount Lafayette.
Oh, it's gonna be a zoo on the ridge.
Lots of other people here too, as you can see.
I know it.
It's a great place to stop and have lunch, is what I did. It's current time is just before 11 a.m. and again, you can see down there is that green leaf hut that I referenced earlier that you can make reservations in and stay. Along with the cost of staying overnight, they also provide dinner and breakfast in the morning. So they feed you pretty well. So, but because it's so early, and I thought it would be by the time I got here, I chose not to make a reservation at that hut, but I've made a reservation at a hut that's that direction, further north. So we got to drop down. We're going to go over that mountain, drop down, and then we'll climb up Mount Garfield, and then once down Garfield, we'll start to climb up briefly, and we'll get to that hut. So that's our plan for today. Nice ski slope down there. Pretty cool. But what beautiful views. We couldn't have dialed in a better weather today. I'm telling you, it's just absolutely perfect. I will tell you, the sun is pretty warm. I mean, it's not terribly warm, but I have decided to go ahead and put on a long sleeve shirt. Y'all might know I was taking a round of antibiotics that leaves your skin pretty sensitive to the sun. So I did add some sunscreen, but I'm also went ahead and covered up with a long sleeve shirt. So I think that'll help some too. So without further ado, we're going to get on and continue to move on and tackle Mount Garfield. Bit of a look to the north. That mountain there is Mount Garfield. That's our next destination. A good bit of this climb, where we're going to go down pretty severely, and we'll start climbing back up, but a lot of it's going to be back in the woods until we get to the very, very top. So, all right, let's go get it done. Thought I'd give everybody a quick view of what it looks like inside the woods. We're walking up to Garfield. Pretty much everything's kind of wet and moss covered, but it's still warm. I kind of regret putting this long sleeve shirt on. I was doing it to get out of the sun. Didn't realize I was about to get out of the sun by the trees. So I might have to pull this thing back off. Still a lot of up and down hard rock climbing to do here. And we really haven't started the incline yet to get to Garfield. And so we got work ahead of us. Okay, folks, we made it right to the top of Mount Garfield. You see we were where we were earlier today. Over there is a Haystack, followed by Lincoln, followed by Lafayette. And then we just came down this crest of this hill through all those woods, back up through all these woods. It's been rough. It's been rough, y'all. I am so tired. But good news is I've got about 3 miles to my destination, and listen to that to get me some water. Okay, we're heading downhill from the peak of Garfield, headed to the Galehead Hut. Got this spring, which I got me some water. I needed it. I'll be honest, I needed some water. And the spring runs right down the trail. Not that the trail wasn't treacherous to begin with. That's what we're looking at. It's pretty incredible, I'll just say that. That the expectation is that the average person will hike down this wet rock and climb down all of those, heading down to there. We have some work to do. Folks, we are within 2/10 of a mile from Galehead Hut, which is where we'll be staying tonight. And I thought the worst was over. It's like they're gonna slap me one more time before I get to where I need to be. 2/10 of a mile. Let's press on. Let's get her done. All right, we'll see you when we get up there. All right, folks, we have made it. We have made it. Thank you, Jesus. It is almost 5 o'clock. As you'll recall from my very first clip from this morning, I think I started my hike today at 5:20. So we're at about a little less than 12 hours into this hike. And I am as close to exhaustion as I've been in a long time. The hike was only 13 miles, but I've done a lot of climbing. I smell food cooking, and the exciting thing about that is some of it's reserved for me. It's pretty awesome. Welcome to the Galehead Hut. I'll try to show y'all around a little bit. All right, this is inside of the hut. This is obviously the eating area. We're about to have dinner here in just a few minutes, and we'll have breakfast here in the morning before heading out. And back here, we have bunks, lots of bunks. You have bunks here that go 4 high, 3 or 4 high. Here as well. More bunks. And this junky bunk is my bunk. So. This is the deal. The food evidently is really good. You know, they don't have electrical outlets for you to charge your stuff, so you have to be prepared, as I am pretty well, to charge your own stuff using auxiliary battery packs. And yeah, that's about it, really. Pretty nice place, nice people, and happy to be here.